So to start off, please don't view this video as if I have everything figured out. I most definitely don't. But I do understand the importance of this and what it means. Like the last video, I also feel as though this is not being talked about as much as it should be. And I would like people to know, because I always grew up wanting to know the secrets and, the stuff that people don't really talk about and try and hide so that everybody can't be on the same playing field. I always used to hate that. So I never want to be that. With all that being said, you might be wondering how I came up with this topic. And it actually came from my senior year when I had my senior year recital. I'll try and spare y'all most of the details for y'all attention span. But basically, up to this point, it was about March. A lot of things are going on, as y'all know. Well, y'all don't know, but a lot of things are going on. And it was college audition time. And, I was auditioning to a lot of colleges. And just, stress making sure I have all the prepared materials that I need for various colleges, and also still trying to get my classwork done. I was running around a lot up in New York and Baltimore, and then still trying to do church and stuff like that. So when my school told me that I had the first recital of the year, I was just confused, like, kind of my schedule and my situation. Why would you do that? And they're like, oh, we're just trying to get it out the way, this and that. Mind you, we had just finished this thing called Expressions, and it's like their big fundraiser. So I'm finishing that up while still trying to get rehearsals for the senior recital that all of a sudden I got to figure out. I got to find people who I actually feel comfortable playing with. I got to find songs. And like I said, I still got to do the classwork. So I was really stretched thin. And in my mind, sometimes I have this macho attitude. I feel like I'm just thinking in my head, like, obviously no one cares, which is true. No one cares how you're feeling. You have an obligation to be your best self and to perform to the highest level you can. Anyways, the day of the rehearsal comes around and we run the two songs, one of which being the trumpet player's original. So I felt a little nervous in that I was doing this song justice, but I felt okay about the rehearsal. It went pretty well, and we cleared up any issues that I felt we needed to. And I practiced that night, and I felt pretty good. This is in addition to the classical pieces that I had to prepare. We got to the recital. I'm feeling prepared. Somehow I get distracted in the timpani piece that I prepared. And so I start taking some artistic liberties to just finish the piece. So then it gets to the part where I bring the band up. Now keep in mind, this room is really boomy, and I'm already in my head of what I just did, with the timpani piece. So anyways, we played the two songs, and I say it probably goes like a 6 out of 10 performance. But me trying to still do this social media thing, I want to post something from it. So I'm looking at the footage. I can't really find anything that I would want to post that much. Like, I could force myself to post something, but I couldn't really find something I'd be happy of posting because I was so loud and you couldn't really discern the balance between the band. Anyways, I posted something from it, but he immediately texted me and was just like, hey, make sure you kind of like talk to me about this beforehand. And I was like, actually, yeah, you're right. Like, I don't know what I was doing. And the fact that I didn't even really like what I had just posted that much anyways, I just took it down immediately. So then we started having a conversation, and basically my ideas weren't that clean. So then he went on to basically give me some examples like the last video. I'm going to give you some examples that were given to me that'll help you guys become undeniable. This is in no particular order, but raise the standard of how you expect yourself to show up every day. As you move into different and higher levels of music, the standard will be raised. So it's best that you just keep your standard always raised so that you don't have to raise the standard of your playing. Basically, stay ready so you don't got to get ready. That's basically what the first point is. Number 2, learn the foundations of your instrument and your passion. For me, it's studying the beginning of drums, which started with jazz and swing. So studying rhythm, feel, and all the other things that as you grow and learn new things will allow you to branch out, but you'll always have that foundation. Foundation is key in any style of music. If you're in pop, you need to learn, the greats of the pop industry. What are the things that make pop pop? What are the things that makes hip hop hip hop? What are the things that make R&B R&B, country country, on and on. Number 3, This goes without saying, but obviously practice. You can be okay, or you can be even good without practice, but there's no way you can become undeniable. And that's what we want to get to. We want to be undeniable. There should be no way anybody else can say he's not good. You want to become undeniable. Think about how many times Michael Jackson, Kendrick Lamar, John Coltrane practiced as a kid. Like, there's a reason they're undeniable. It's not just because they had good exposure or publicity. Number 4, find your own sound. Don't get caught up in what everybody else is doing or experimenting with, because that's what everybody else is experimenting, not you. Everybody else is experimenting with it because it's popular. And yes, there's a reason it's popular. And that's because it works and it's good. But that's not your thing. That's everyone's thing. You want your thing to be your thing. You don't want to sound like everyone else, because if you sound like everyone else, you'll never be your own self. For me, I feel like this is the hardest part, and is where I'm at kind of right now, because I feel like I'll hear this and I'll say like, yeah, it sounds good, but how do I actually apply this and put it into practice? And truthfully, there's not a surefire way. There's no easy answer. And honestly, if there was, would that really make you undeniable? That's why there's not a lot of undeniable people, because it's not easy. And this goes back to the point I kind of touched on earlier. People should be able to say whatever about you, but draw the line at your gift and your passion, because they can't touch that. It's undeniable. It's like basketball. Say what you want about LeBron's flopping or complaining, or Jordan's gambling. They will still go down as the best to ever put a basketball in a hoop. And that's where you want to get to. Lastly, be confident. This kind of speaks for itself, and I kind of already made the video on that. I think these are really important for you guys to continue to remind yourself and just meditate on. The more you meditate on it, the easier it'll be to put it into practice and help you get to that next level. The one last thing, we got to stop making excuses. It messes with our consistency. I understand things happen, but people that are undeniable don't let excuses get in the way of showing up how they normally would perform. Think about if you ever gone to a concert and seen an artist you like play. You expect it to be at least the same as how you heard them last time or how you've heard it in the album. But like always, things happen and you don't know what things could have interfered with his day, and that could interfere with a great performance from this artist. 8 times out of 10, they usually still give a great show and continue to prove why they are undeniable. Consistency is undeniableness, regardless of the circumstances. That is what allows them to be undeniable, consistency. I'll leave y'all with this. Continue to have fun in what you do. Believe in yourself, because no one else will care like you care. Make the most of what you have. It has never been easier to change your circumstances. Go out and be great.